Hi, I'm Dan Kuperstein, and welcome to this episode of Compliance Minute. In December of 2015, the IRS issued guidance on a number of topics pertaining to Affordable Care Act compliance in IRS Notice 2015-87, including, among other things, the effect of HRA contributions and cafeteria plan flex credits on ACA affordability determinations, as well as much welcome clarifications pertaining to fringe benefit payments under the McNamara-O'Hara Service Contract Act, or SCA, and other similar laws. Significantly, Q&A 14 of Notice 2015-87 clarifies that periods of time during which disability payments are received by an employee, whether for short-term or long-term disability, these time periods are considered, quote, hours of service, unquote, under the ACA, so long as the employee does not terminate employment, that is, so long as the employee retains their status as an active employee. The notice further clarifies that whenever a payment from an employer to short-term or long-term disability is made by the employer or due from the employer, whether that payment is made directly, for example, under a self-insured plan, or indirectly, for example, through an insurer or other entity to which the employer contributed or paid premiums, that payment is deemed to be made by the employer to the disabled employee. Further, according to the notice, for purposes of determining whether an ACA hour of service must be credited, a payment is deemed to be made by an employer regardless of whether the payment is made by the employer through, among other sources, a trust fund or insurer to which the employer contributes or pays premiums, and regardless of whether contributions made to the trust fund, insurer, or other entity are for the benefit of particular individual employees or for the benefit of a group of employees. The condition on this is that the payment made to the short-term or long-term disability plan must have been contributed as a pre-tax salary reduction. By contrast, if the employee instead paid for the full cost of the disability coverage with after-tax dollars, then those disability payments would not give rise to ACA hours of service. Accordingly, if a person on short-term or long-term disability is determined to be a full-time employee under the ACA, when his or her employer measures hours of service, for example, during the employee's look-back measurement period, then the employer would need to treat that disabled employee as a full-time employee for ACA purposes for the relevant ACA-required time period and make a corresponding offer of affordable, adequate health insurance coverage under the ACA. So in this example, if there's a look-back measurement period, then the employer would have to make the offer of adequate, affordable health insurance coverage for the entire duration of that associated stability period, or else face a penalty under the ACA's pay or play rules. Of course, this offer would have to be made by the employer for so long as that disabled employee remains an employee of the employer. So what does this mean for employers? Well, many employers, whether because of the labor and employment law implications or otherwise, continue the employment of employees who are on short or long-term disability. Further, many large employers continue medical coverage for a specified period of time when individuals qualify for long-term disability benefits, and most large employers today continue medical coverage for employees on short-term disability on the same terms and at the same cost as for other active employees. So employer practices vary considerably in this respect, but what many employers are not considering, and what this notice really brought to light, are the implications of these rules for purposes of ACA information reporting and ACA pay or play penalties. Many employers are probably not reporting these disabled employees as ACA-defined full-time employees for the appropriate number of months on their Forms 1095-C, and this can lead to serious penalties. For more information on this and other topics, please visit our Knowledge Center at corpsyn.com. Thank you.